Okay guys, welcome back. I'm Patrick McKernan and welcome back to the channel. My series, The Maker's Path. I'm learning how to care for and feed a old South Bend lathe. That's what I'm doing. And if you haven't watched any of the other videos, it's been a tough learning curve. I need all the help, comments, and advice I can get. I just turned this. I don't have a centering drill bit, so I just choked up on a regular drill bit in a chuck here, and I made a little indentation in the end of this. Seems to be working. So just measured that. I'll have a look at it. Okay. So it is. So it's still over an inch in diameter. It's 1.5. So it's 1/500,000th of an inch. Alright. Now let's see. We'll loosen that, and then we'll see what it is down here. See if I'm cutting a taper for some reason. Yeah, wow. That's identical. That's interesting. So it's basically 1.500 here, 1.500 there. That's crazy. So let's see what the original diameter might have been. I'm assuming it wasn't, machined uniformly. It's just rough aluminum stock. Nominal 1-inch diameter is what the guys said in the metal place. So I have taken off essentially 1/10 of an inch. Or 10,000ths of an inch, rather. Yeah. Alright, pretty good finish. I'd like to do a facing cut, but I don't know if I should try it with this thing spinning. I could go in a little, face the edges at least. Hmm. Okay. Let me stop this one and see if I can take a little more off. Hmm. Well, there you go. I guess you can do a little bit of facing with the live center on there. I'll see if I can take just a tiny, like another thousandth or so. I don't want to get too crazy there. Hmm. Bring it up to the work. Well, so far I'm not cutting like a huge taper. And if I do light passes like 1 or 2 thousandths at a time, it's certainly not that crazy. Just got that last little bit that I left last time. Okay, good. Crank her back. Got a little stuff under the carriage. Little alcohol, tobacco, and fire fluid. Okay, see if I can do one more pass. See if I can hog off a little more. Those are too long. Crikey. Okay. Put the work glove on. Yikes. This is exciting. Probably not cool to have all those off of there. I got a little bucket here with, this will be my foundry bucket. I'll just melt those down. There's not really a lot of aluminum, but it'll add. A couple of cans in there. I've got some car parts that I want to melt down, small, that I found on the road when I decided that I was going to try a foundry. Oh god. Okay. Wow. Okay, again, I'll just turn off the camera. I like to brush after every little mess I make so that I don't get so much under the ways. I don't want to be cranking this right over the chips. So, a little tedious, but clean as I go. Try not to grind these chips into the ways and run the carriage back and forth over them. That's probably really hot, but as you can see, it's that wasn't really a finishing pass. Turning by hand, that's a pretty impressive finish. I think if I just had a little chunk of sandpaper, I could brush that up quite nicely. And so far, it looks to be pretty good handle for the handle of Thor. Good. Baby steps. Okay, just assessing the damage. It looks as though that last little couple passes there took off another roughly 10 thousandths of an inch. So still a bit warm. Really need to do some more fluid on there, but it's a pretty long piece for, you know, a lathe. And yeah, nice. Taking it down a bit more. Obviously for a handle, I would like it a little narrower, and then I'm going to flip the piece and do this chunk. So yeah, I haven't figured out which end will go really narrow. I'm just going to do a little stub on the end that'll take down quite a bit. And then basically that'll be the nail part, and it'll go into the socket of the hammerhead, which I'll cut off of here. Just sort of a chunk. And I don't know if I want to put a threaded hole here and a threaded hole on the top to put two different little inserts, one brass or one, you know, basically plastic end. I could possibly pre-design the hammer to be sort of short enough that in the end I could do that. I could put two little caps on it. That would be cool, but yeah, again, it's just a practice project to turn something and essentially make something out of aluminum. Seems to be working well enough. My other idea that I'd like to do is cut a chunk of this angle, some aluminum angle. I got this to make some vice clamps, and essentially attach that to this. So this will end up here, bolted to the angle bracket. Now, I don't know how I'm going to match the nail. So I guess it's called the dovetail. There's a male dovetail on this that I will want to attach to the angle bracket, and I'm really yeah, I'll have to get a pretty big hole, and I don't have a boring drill bit. I don't know how to, like a hole maker boring bit through the aluminum. So I haven't figured out how to make a hole in that thing that's big enough to take the dovetail. And then I could either put two little blocks with set screws on the back side. I could bolt those because it's too thin. The angle bracket is too thin to just put set screws through the angle bracket. That's fine. I'm quite capable of getting a couple of these blocks, basically small little blocks, cut them off, and then just have a set screw go through them. Meanwhile, they're bolted onto this, so I could hold the dovetail tight that way. which would be just fine. But yeah, pretty nice finish there. I'm gonna go in for a bit of a break, and yeah, thank you for stopping by. This is going a little bit slowly because I don't really want to hog off huge amounts and break the tool bit or whatever. But thanks again to John for the tips on angling that. And so far I'm just hand turning. I do know that the feed screw does work, engaging it. I'm not quite there yet. I really want to change the gears so that the feed goes a bit quicker. Right now the gears are quite slow. I have tested it before I bought it, and the carriage moves just painfully slow. So perfect for maybe cutting threads, but not so good if you just want to turn a piece and get your hands free and let it go at a nice set speed. Maybe I'll go in and order some center drill bits so I don't have to sort of Mickey Mouse a little divot there for the live center. So that's a little embarrassing. Anyway, that's how we roll here in Burnaby. Okay guys, thanks for checking in. Feel free to hit my Patreon page, send me a buck. Clearly I need a bench grinder and a few other little tools. I'll keep posting a few videos and hope that anybody else that's learning can hopefully learn from my mistakes. So have a great day. Happy Sunday, happy Easter long weekend. All right, cheers.